Remember the time Bobby tackled the referee by mistake?
Yeah, that was pretty funny. How about the time he tackled the guy from Louisville and threw him into the stands?
Y'all remember when he intercepted the ball and his pants fell off? And then he ran for the touchdown bare ass?
Remember when Bobby Boucher showed up at halftime and the Mud Dogs won the Bourbon Bowl, do you?
Welcome to the Make Movies Great Again podcast, the only show in the universe with the sole mission of destroying cynicism at the box office. Here are your hosts, Matt, Adam, and Sean.
Welcome to the Make Movies Great Again podcast, number 49 for February 20th, 2018. We've got a great show for you. You can chat with us on Twitter at Make Movies Great, toss us a like on Facebook at Make Movies Great, and heart all of our pictures on Instagram. Again, that's at Make Movies Great. Don't forget, this podcast is available on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, and YouTube. I'm Matt.
And I'm Adam.
Sean's not with us today, but he is with us in spirit. He actually went, I don't know if he did or not, but he was going to see the Oscar shorts tonight. I believe that's what he's doing, or he's not doing. But anyway, he was planning on seeing the Oscar shorts, which is pretty cool. There's a cable car, this little cinema down in Providence called Cable Car that always does. They do them every year, the animated and the live action. So it's a good place to go watch all of them all together. Because a lot of times when you watch the Oscars, you don't have a fucking clue what the shorts are, like, for the most part. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes a Pixar one sneaks in there, like the one they show before the big Pixar movie for that year. They sneak in a little short ahead of time, but other than that, like, there's really nowhere to watch these shorts. So it's pretty cool.
Didn't we see them one year before? We saw, like, the international shorts one year before at not PPAC. What's the place? The place where we graduated high school.
The Vets, the Vets Auditorium. Yeah, whatever it's called, in Providence. That was the Rhode Island International Film Festival, and they have like a series of a shorts category, and a couple of those were actually nominated for Oscars that year, which is pretty cool.
Awesome.
Awesome. All right, so what do we got today? So just a reminder, the giveaway of the Star Wars posters, the set of 4, it ends on the 28th. That's the last day in February. We're going to pick a winner that day, so go over to our Twitter account and go to the top. Our pinned post, you can go right there and enter. You just have to follow us and retweet that tweet to be entered, and you can get additional entries by following the link to our Gleam website, where you can do a bunch of other random shit, like follow us on Instagram, visit our Facebook page, all that shit. So you can do that and get additional entries as well. So that's that for that. Adam, you are a new MoviePass member.
I am a new MoviePass member.
Welcome to the family.
I'll feel more welcome when I get my card in and I get my feet wet and I use it for the first time. But I'm really excited about it. There's 2 movie theaters right near where I live, just outside of Boston, and a bunch of them in the city accept it too. So I'm really looking forward to saving some money on movie tickets. And I was telling Jen that having this MoviePass will enable me to go see those fringe movies that I might not want to spend $15 on to see on a weekend night or something, If I had the movie club pass, I probably would have seen Jumanji in theaters. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think, and honestly, we'll talk about this a little bit later, but Jumanji is being seen by a lot of fucking people in theaters, apparently.
Yeah, it's super popular.
It's killing it.
Hasn't it made more money? Like, correct me if I'm wrong. Hasn't it made more money domestically than Star Wars?
Yes. It has.
That's insane.
That's insanity, number one. And number two, it just passed today. It passed the 900 million, worldwide.
Wow.
Fucking crazy, man. I did not expect that from that movie. The Rock is literally fucking franchise steroids.
Yeah, he is.
They're definitely making another one. They absolutely have to now.
DC needs to get The Rock in a movie stat.
Right. Right.
They want to inject some life into their universe. He's already in it. You know what I mean? He's already signed on to be part of it. Get him the fuck in a movie.
Yeah, sooner than later. What the fuck are they doing? And we'll get to that later too. But anyway, you're right. Movie Pass is great to see those movies that you might not see otherwise. Like you're gonna question it. Maybe I'm not gonna go see this movie because I don't want to spend the $10-12. But now you Movie Pass. All it is a quick trip to the theater and you can fucking see it. So I think that's awesome. So I'm very excited for you. I'm trying to get Lindy on board now, so she can also have a Movie Pass as well. Because
here's my question. Now, the theaters that we go to up here, it's always assigned seats. So if Jen and I get the Movie Pass, do we have to buy the tickets at the same time, right next to each other, but separately?
That is a very good question, and I believe there's a very extensive, frequently asked questions, portion on their website. I haven't had to deal with doing multiple, obviously, because Lindy hasn't got it yet, but I know that when I was in Florida this past week, I saw a bunch of movies. I saw 5, to be exact, and it was a Regal Cinemas that had a select your own seat, and what I did was I would walk up to the theater, check into the movie on the app, and then go right up to one of the machines and select my seat and then pay, and you swipe the card and it automatically, you get it. So maybe there is a way to add a second person to an account, and then you can just use one card to check out for 2. But I'm not 100% sure.
I see what you're saying. Maybe there's a way where I can link her account with mine, and vice versa.
Right.
And so we get them both at once. Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
I'm sure there's a way to do it.
And also there is the app just got updated. It's a beautiful app now. Before it was kind of clunky and hard to use, but right now it's beautiful and it works really well. So they just passed 2 million subscribers. So they're going to be doing a lot more with the app, and they're going to be adding a lot more features. So if it's a little bit difficult now to figure it out, I bet in the next month or so they're going to have a way to add a whole fucking family account where you can have your whole family going. You know what I mean?
That's awesome.
So yeah, I mean it's only a matter of time if this thing keeps going in the trajectory that it's currently at. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah. So Adam, we're going to get back into Movie Club this week, finally. Do you have a movie for us? I heard you have a movie for us.
I do have a movie for us. We talked about it before the show. I'm going, and it's 2018, and I got eased in last year, but I'm going into I'm going scary movie on this one. We're going with The Ritual, a Netflix original.
All right, I'm into it. The Ritual on Netflix. You heard it here. Watch it for... We're gonna do next week because I'm actually gonna be in Dallas next week, but I am planning. I have the computers set up so the 3 of us can Skype an episode, whether it be a shorter one than usual. We will Skype it. So, The Ritual. It's on Netflix. Watch it for next week.
Awesome.
I
know Shona will appreciate that one too.
Awesome. Yes, we'll have to fill in Shona and let him know, but he listens to all the episodes, so he'll hear this. All right, trailers of the week. There we go. First up, Ready Player One trailer 3. Have you seen it?
I've seen it. This is the one with the Willy Wonka music remix.
Right. It's fire. It's absolute fire.
This is the time, maybe fourth time we've talked Ready Player One trailer. So obviously, our listeners can tell how excited we are about this.
Yeah.
Just the song choice in this gave me goosebumps. I'm so excited to see this movie. I might go on a freeze from now on, and if they have any more trailers or whatever, I'll do my best to not watch them. But I'm about as in as you can get for this movie.
Yeah, absolutely. What I appreciated about this trailer is they added very little new stuff, and they just kind of remixed other trailers. So I can appreciate that because I don't need the whole movie spoiled for me like how we've griped about other trailers in the past. Cough, cough, DC. But this one is nice because it's just a remix of other ones. They put a new song, which is kind of what's been their MO this entire time they've been promoting the movie. It's very similar trailers. Each one had a different song.
Yep.
So I really do appreciate that. This movie is going to be fucking so cool. I mean, I saw this trailer in theaters before I saw The Shape of Water. I'll get into that later. But the CGI in this movie from the trailer, it looks like ridiculous, like gorgeous, like absolutely gorgeous. Like the shots of the DeLorean racing with the other cars looks insanely, like insanely, like otherworldly. It's crazy.
Yeah, this will be another Spielberg classic for sure.
For sure. And I'm super excited to see like the full and complete thing, and I'm really interested to see how it compares to the book. I said I was going to read the book before this movie comes out. I mean, I can buzz through that book. We both buzzed through that book pretty quick. But I also just bought Andy Weir's new book, the guy who wrote The Martian, Artemis, and per your recommendation. So I'm going to start reading that, and hopefully I'll have time to mix in Ready Player One again, just so I can get a refresh.
Artemis is quick. I think Artemis is like sub 200 pages.
Yeah, it's not a very big book. I bought the hardcover, and the text is pretty large and like pretty spaced out, and it's not a very long book to begin with. So,
right.
And you said the story's pretty good, right? So I might buzz right through that.
Yeah, you will. It's reminiscent of The Martian. Sorry, couldn't think of it.
I'm excited. I also have Ernie Klein's new book, who's he wrote Ready Player One. It's not new. I think it came out like a year and a half ago. It's called Armada. And apparently it's very similar to Ready Player One as well. It's like has like the whole throwback 80s video game vibe to it. So I've been wanting to read that as well. I just have that on my backlist. Anyway, next trailer. This is cheating a little bit. This is technically a TV show on YouTube. It's called Cobra Kai, and it's basically a successor to the original Karate Kid.
Yeah, I saw this and I was like, is this real?
Yeah.
What's happening? So it's a show?
I guess it's a YouTube TV show. So at first I thought this was going to be another like pull the wool over our eyes like incident, kind of like how
Dundee.
Yeah, like Dundee was, right. But apparently no, this is a real thing. This is going on YouTube Red, which is one of the, it's an online streaming company that's doing original content, kind of like how Netflix does their thing and Amazon and Hulu. So it just like, I don't know though. It looks weird. It looks really weird.
Yeah.
And I don't understand. I mean, I guess I got to know more about it because the trailer doesn't really reveal much, but I got to know the motivation of why like Johnny is going back.
Hey, it still burns him, that loss to Daniel.
I guess. I don't know. Anyway, that's the trailer out there. Go check it out. It's on YouTube. Oh, it's obviously on YouTube because it's a YouTube show, but it's been everywhere, so you'll be able to find it. The third one on the list here is one I'm extremely excited for that I just happened to find out about today. I don't know if you knew about this movie being made. It's Overboard, the remake.
So I've never heard of the original.
So let me fill you in. You don't know anything about the original?
No, Jen. So I was watching the trailer, and Jen was like sort of listening, and then she started watching. She goes, "This is Overboard."
Yeah.
And I go, "Yeah, I know."
Yeah.
So she's seen the original, I guess.
So I did not know about the original. I did not know about the original until last year, or was it last year or the year before? Lindy and I went on a little vacation to Florida to my parents' place down there in Sarasota, and we stopped at a Best Buy, and in the bargain bin of Best Buy movies was a $5 Blu-ray for this movie, Overboard. I was initially drawn to it because our boy Kurt Russell is in it.
Oh yeah,
he's a main character, and Goldie Hawn, who is now his wife, and at this point, I don't believe they were together. This might have been the movie they got together.
Sparks flew.
I had to have been, and essentially this new movie is essentially the same thing, but in 2018. It's but a gender swap as well. So Kurt Russell is this carpenter / just like kind of like a handyman type guy, and he gets brought aboard Goldie Hawn's yacht to fix like a cabinet or something, or to make a cabinet for her closet, or a shoe rack or something. I don't know, and. She's a dick to him and blah, blah, blah. And long story short, she like falls overboard and knocks her head and like forgets who she is. And Kurt Russell swoops in and like picks her up at the hospital and says that she's his wife, like to kind of get back at her and like to like,
this could be a true story. this could be actually how they're together.
Maybe it could just be a documentary. Anyway, so I'm going way too off on the original. It's really funny. It's very funny. And so the new one is Anna Faris, and honestly, she plays opposite this guy I have never heard of before, never seen before in my life.
No,
I don't know who this guy is. Don't know who he is.
But I mean, it looks like a good movie. It looks pretty good.
Yeah, it looks
I might
funny.
check this out with my movie pass.
Hey, there you go. There you go. Movie pass time.
This is like it's a good example of a movie I'd check out with my movie pass.
And I highly, and I'm sure Jen's already said this, but I highly recommend the original one. Highly recommend it. It's very funny.
Yeah, she said Kurt Russell's in it like 10 seconds after you did.
Yeah, it's really funny. And Kurt Russell is very funny in it, and so is Goldie Hawn. Their chemistry is perfect, which, you know, is even better because now, you know, they're married and whatnot. They've been together for so long. So that's cool. Overboard remake happening. Didn't know until today. And the last one is kind of a funny, like, I don't know, like it's called Uncle Drew, and it stars Kyrie Irving. It stars Shaq, Reggie Miller. Who else is in there? Nate Robinson, and then there's one other basketball player.
It's a woman.
Oh, Lisa Leslie is in it.
Yep.
Shit, but I thought there was one other one. Anyway, it's about these basketball players, these old guy basketball players that are really just semi-young basketball players and some old basketball players dressed up as old men, and they play at Rutgers Park during like the anniversary of Rutgers Park being built or whatever. This stood out to me because Uncle Drew is Kyrie's nickname. And I don't know where he got the nickname from, but then I remember they used to do commercials like this.
Yeah, he used to do. I think it was for Pepsi. He'd dress up as an old man and go, and nobody knew. Nobody knew it was him. It's just this tall old man wanting to play pickup basketball, and he'd join a game, and he'd be playing pretty terrible at first, and then he'd start slowly picking it up.
Yeah.
Then he'd just start crossing people up, draining threes and dunking. Everybody's losing their mind at the basketball court.
Yeah.
That was hilarious. I'm looking at the IMDb now. That last person you couldn't think of was Chris Webber.
Right, Chris Webber. Yes.
Nick Kroll is in this, and he must play the bad guy, so that probably takes it up another notch because she's fucking hysterical.
Yeah, he's in the trailer for a hot second, and he seems like he's definitely the villain, and he looks like he's going to be really funny. He's playing like one of his, like, I don't know, it's not like Guido, it's like, he's like super like, you know, not...
Bro,
yeah, right, yeah, right. He's kind of like his part in Sausage Party.
Yeah, he plays a great douchebag.
Yeah, right. He does. He really does. And then also Rod, and this is his name from the movie, but Rod from Get Out is in it as well.
Oh yeah, definitely. That guy, he stole the show in Get Out. He's really funny.
Yeah, he was very funny. And then I always forget her name. What the hell is her name? She hosted SNL recently.
Oh, I got it. Tiffany Haddish.
Yes, Tiffany Haddish. She was hilarious on SNL, and I didn't know who she was before she did SNL. Apparently, she was in a few movies, but she's very funny, and I like her a lot. So I'm glad to see her being in a movie, like, you know, getting more movie parts. Because I would like to see her in more stuff because I think she is hilarious.
Yeah, she was in Keanu, and Keanu was really funny.
Really? Oh, I didn't see Keanu. I gotta see that.
Okay.
That's the Key and Peele joint, right?
Yeah, it's pretty funny. You'd like it. I saw it on a flight, and I was dying.
Oh, it's awesome. Cool. Well, those are the trailers of the week. Let's move on to a new segment.
Ooh.
So I'm testing this out. I'm calling it Word on the Street with Matt, but it's really just Word on the Street, and if anybody has a word on the street, they can bring it to the table. So essentially what this is I'm bringing, like, opinions from outside the podcast that aren't people that call in the voicemail and bringing it on, you know, to the podcast. So today, my word on the street today is, listen. So I work in a warehouse most of the time, and I kick scuttle. You know, I have a finger on the pulse of what the scuttlebutt is, you know, going around. And today, everybody was hyped up talking about DC movies.
Okay.
All right, it's specifically the DCU movies, the recent ones, you know, Wonder Woman, Suicide Squad, Batman v Superman, and Man of Steel. Everybody, word on the street is that everybody's hyped up for the next DC movies.
Really?
Yeah, and that's from the people, man. That's from the people. This is not internet commenters. This is not fucking trolls. These are the real people.
All the people in the warehouse.
Right. This is the real people. Yeah. Real people who go out to the theaters and spend real money on movies and take their families and take their kids. There is a real hype out there for DC movies.
Huh.
Yeah, there is. There is. And honestly,
as a big time DC guy, this pleases me.
Right. It pleases me that you get an outside perspective than what we just hear online of people just like tearing these things down. And we are known film lovers. We are known DC lovers. We are known Batman aficionados. We are known Ben Affleck fan club presidents, co-presidents, right?
Yep.
So
I know more about Batman than I do about my job.
So it's like there's no surprise here that we are excited, but it's nice to hear from these guys. And I started talking to them. I'm like, what were I was trying to the wheels started turning. I'm like, all right, this is gonna play on the podcast because I got to talk to Adam about this. And Sean too, but specifically you. I was like, so what specifically are you excited for, like going forward? Unanimously, everyone was like, can't wait for more Batman, can't wait for the Flash movie.
Wow.
Can't wait for Batman, can't wait for the Flash movie, can't wait for Wonder Woman 2. Very excited. They weren't hot on Jared Leto as the Joker, but they are excited for what comes next for the Suicide Squad.
Okay.
Right? So there's like a very positive attitude going. And also, the majority of people that I polled today thought that Man of Steel was the best of the four so far.
Man of Steel is awesome. But first of all, we could do a whole goddamn podcast about the 4 DC movies.
Right.
But I thought Man of Steel was fucking awesome.
Very underrated.
Such a good origin story. So good. And then like Michael Shannon as Zod was fucking great.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Amy Adams as Lois Lane was great.
Mm-hmm.
Henry Cavill, great.
Yep.
And then you got all right, so you're gonna get 2 actors to play your dads. You get fucking Kevin Costner and
Kurt Russell.
Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. It's fucking crazy, man. It is a well casted movie. It's almost like that movie was casted and it kind of set the precedence for the rest of the DC movies. They're like, we got to bring the heat when it comes to casting these things because Lois Lane, Amy Adams' Lois Lane is a spot on casting. That is perfect. And Henry Cavill is Superman in my eyes. He is Superman. There will never be another Superman as long as movies are made. Henry Cavill is that guy.
He's my Superman for sure.
Right. With Batman, there's it's tough. There's been so many good Batmen, right? We love Ben Affleck as the Batman that's happening now, right? But Henry Cavill is Superman. So which is fucking really cool. Because he had big shoes to fill, but he really is doing a great job with it. It's a very underrated movie. So yeah, everybody loves Man of Steel. It's kind of like their unanimous favorite movie of the 4.
Wow.
So I just wanted to let you know that. I know you would appreciate that. Word on the street.
Hey, I appreciate it. I like this segment.
Yeah.
I only work with one other person, so I probably won't get a word on the street too often. But I'll try.
Hey, you never know. You commute, so you might hear some scuttlebutt on the train.
You know what? The weirdest thing happens when I commute. I must just exude this look of don't talk to me on the train because whenever I get a seat on the train, nobody sits next to me.
Really? Oh, that's
I don't know
fucked
why.
up.
It might be because I stink. But,
Yeah, maybe that's it. You might want to check your deodorant.
But yeah, it's it's fairly common that I sit on the train and I'm just sitting by myself.
Honestly, I think that's a blessing and a curse because I think if you were the guy that everybody fucking sits next to and talk to, you'd be sick of that by now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it's probably better off. You're probably better.
It's for the best.
Yeah. So we're on the street. DCEU movies are back, and people are excited. All right, let's move on to movie news. First up here on movie news, Black Panther. All right, I'm just going to throw that out there. And I'm going to also put this out there to you, Adam. Since the two of us are here on the podcast, and we happened to both see Black Panther last week.
Yup.
I think that maybe at the end of this podcast, depending on what time we're looking at, we might want to just throw in a quick little spoiler cast review.
We could do that.
And maybe if people want to, tune off at that point, they can, and then that'll just be the end of the podcast. But anyway, Black Panther is killing it right now. 97% on Rotten Tomatoes, if you're into that sort of thing. It is currently the best movie all time on Rotten Tomatoes. It beat out 1939's The Wizard of Oz. Fun fact, had no fucking idea that before Black Panther, The Wizard of Oz was the best movie on Rotten Tomatoes. That's wild.
Yeah. Yeah, that's insane.
Listen, Wizard of Oz is great. Best movie of all time on Rotten Tomatoes? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. It's
I saw something.
Yeah.
I saw something before we hopped on the podcast today too. That Black Panther, since it's been out since Thursday, has already surpassed Justice League at the box office.
Fucking crazy.
That's nuts.
It's printing money basically. It pulled in about 70 million domestic, total $202 million this weekend. $202 million.
That's crazy. And this movie's got staying power too. People will see this a couple of times and it'll last.
This is one of those movies, right? It happens every so often. It happened with Deadpool. It happened with Logan to an extent. It happened with Wonder Woman. Absolutely. This movie debuts. Everyone's hyped for it. It debuts.
Catches fire.
It catches fire, and everyone's fucking hyped for it. Everybody fucking loved it, and it catches the internet by storm. And everybody, and I wouldn't be surprised if it has almost the same next weekend. Maybe not. It doesn't beat it. That's tough to do when you start off at 70 million domestic and 202 worldwide. But I could see this going up to 300 and close to 400 mil by the end of next weekend.
Yeah,
it's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, I'm going again.
I probably won't. I think I'm going to go see. I am seeing Annihilation on Saturday.
I'm very jealous. I want to see that as well. I'm going to try and sneak that in at some point.
Hey, might be able to join us.
I think I might try that. I think I honestly might try that. Yeah, so it's crazy. It's crazy to me how good it was. Hopefully we'll be able to do a quick spoiler cast at the end, but it's deservedly making all this money.
Oh, absolutely.
But of course, with all this love and all like the great things that Black Panther is and what, the great message that it has, there's going to be some fucking idiots. And I'm sure you've seen this. Like, people are saying they're getting beat up. Specifically, white people are saying they're getting beat up at Black Panther screenings and putting out these pictures of them all bloodied. And like 99.9% of them have been debunked as either like stock photos or photos from other stories. Like, they're not even those people. It's like, you really gotta be a fucking real piece of shit.
You took the words right out of my mouth. You gotta be a piece of shit.
Like Jason Witten, you gotta be a real fucking piece of shit. No offense to Jason Witten, that's a kind of an inside joke. But you gotta be a real piece of shit to fucking do this. To fucking why? It's so stupid. I guarantee those people.
You know what? Just stay off the internet. Like, just go do something else. Have an ice cream sandwich. Like, with the time you spend to take that picture and put it on the internet and bust people's balls and stir the pot, just go do something else. Go get a coffee. There's a million things you could do.
Yeah. It destroys me how hateful and fucking ignorant that people can be. It fucking destroys me. I see it all day online where these fucking cowards will sit behind their keyboards and say or do something that they would never even dream about doing in person to anybody, anybody else. Keyboard warriors, they call them. These fucking hateful, ignorant motherfuckers. They're real pieces of shit, and I just fucking hate that. So I'm so glad that people are like calling them on their shit because it's ridiculous. I went to the opening night in Orlando to Black Panther. The place was buzzing. I mean, people were excited to see Black Panther. We had people dressed up. We had people in Black Panther costumes. We had people in like kind of like quasi Wakanda, but just like African garb. Ish stuff.
That's cool.
It was fucking awesome, man. It was like more than like some of like the, when you go see like a Star Wars movie opening night, like people are dressed up in like Jedi robes. It was like more than that. Like a lot of people were dressed up and people were hyped, man, to see Black Panther.
We saw it at like 11 o'clock in the morning on Saturday.
Yeah.
And there were two little boys dressed up. They had their Black Panther costumes on.
That's awesome. Cute. That's awesome. I think we should be Black Panther and Killmonger for Halloween.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Yeah, I think I would look good in one of those tight suits. Anyway,
we gotta get to the Killmonger wig.
Right? Yeah. All right, let's move on from there because we're going to talk about Black Panther a little later. The Purge TV show starts filming in New Orleans. Have you seen any of the Purge movies?
I saw the original one. Loved it.
I did. I love the original one.
But you know what? I think that the idea so there's another Purge movie coming out. It's called The First Purge.
Yes.
Which looks cool. But, so that's awesome. The idea of a Purge TV show, to me, I think is an absolute home run. Because you can show different points of view. You can show different places around the country. You can have them connect. You can have them not connect. You can go across time. There's so many possibilities you can do with a TV show.
Yeah.
And that's dope. Do you know what network it's going to be on?
I don't know what network it's going to be on. I don't. That's something I can easily look up, though, right now. But the Purge, so you're right. It's a home run.
Well, while you look it up, the original Purge with Ethan Hawke, and I believe Cersei played his wife.
Yep,
Lena
she did.
Headley?
Yeah.
Movie was good. It needed a little bit more of a budget, but they did great with what they had. And it really, I guess it drove home the, I don't know. It's cool to see it from different perspectives because you saw it from a rich family's perspective in the original, and I haven't seen the other ones, but I have to imagine they show you from different class perspectives, and I think that can be explored more in a TV show.
Yeah, for sure.
But they did so much with what they had in the original Purge. I really liked that movie.
Yeah, I mean, these movies don't keep getting made because they're losing money, right? People like these movies, so the TV show's a no-brainer. It's gonna be on NBC, just so you guys know. Yeah, it's probably something I would check out, and also I'm interested. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know how I feel about that. I like the violence.
Yeah, I know. It's an interesting move. Hold on, let me double check that because it did say NBC, but it was also an old article. Hold on, Purge TV show channel or network. I don't know. TV show.
Purge on something like HBO would kill. No pun intended.
Yeah, that's good. Let's see. Let's see if I can find it. Purge premise of shit. God damn it. Oh, another thing about the Purge, one of the movies got filmed in Rhode Island, which I thought was cool. That was like the most recent one, not the new one that's coming out, the one previous. But I think
was it the election year one?
Yes, and I believe they filmed it on the steps of the State House. Purge is slated to run both on USA Network and Sci-Fi in 2018.
Okay, I like USA Network.
Yeah.
They do Mr. Robot, and Mr. Robot, they have some, they have some choice language and content.
Right. That could be cool. I think it would be cool too. The TV show could show in between purges as well. I think it would be interesting to see what life is like because as much as the Purge is one day a year and it's meant to like you purge, you fucking go on a murder spree and it's supposed to make the rest of the year like nice and calm. There is gotta be like some like lasting effects for the rest of the year from the Purge.
Yeah, I was gonna say like what you said, like what leading up to in between the Purge, like the day after.
Right, exactly. The cleanup.
Yeah, the cleanup.
The cleanup.
Like, imagine like I don't know, you go after somebody. It's like somebody you see every day. You go after somebody you see every day, and it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So then you see them the next day.
Right. Yeah, that's fucking wild. And imagine if you could like buy like Purge insurance. Like you get your shit all fucked up, like your rug all bloody, and so you're like, I gotta call Purge Insurance. They gotta come, they gotta come clean this carpet. That's fucked up.
That's funny.
But yeah, that should be cool. Next up here, movie news: Justice League finally got an honest trailer. Do you watch honest trailers?
No, I don't watch these.
They're kind of funny. It's usually just these guys like not tearing apart, but like making fun, satirical, like, video, like making an honest trailer, quote unquote, of the movie, and it has a voiceover a lot of times, and they cut the trailer together differently than what the original trailer was. They're funny and fun to watch. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm going to watch it right after this. I just wanted to throw that out there. Because usually they do them pretty quick after the movies, and this one took a while, so I don't know what took so long. So Justice League has an honest trailer. No, speaking of the DCU, the Flashpoint and Batgirl movies show fresh signs of life and are expected to begin filming not too long after Wonder Woman 2. I did a little research. Wonder Woman 2 is slated to start filming in June of this year, which means we could get a Flash and Batgirl movie starting to film like late summer, early fall. That's fucking awesome.
And Nightwing can't be too far behind either.
Absolutely not. I was just going to say
Batman.
that. Right, exactly. That means that there's a lot of other DC movies that are going to be in the works soon, which is fucking cool. Just for everybody's knowledge as well, Wonder Woman 2 going to come out November 2019. So we got a little over, a bunch over a year before we can see that. But it will start filming in June. So that's cool. Also, Warner Brothers is looking to begin production on a Todd Phillips' standalone Joker origin movie in this year in May. It's this is production, so this is a pre-production. They're going to be doing casting. That means we're going to probably find out who the Joker is going to be.
Yep.
And
then did you see the news not too long ago that Joaquin Phoenix was in the mix? I
did see that. That could be cool.
I like Joaquin Phoenix. He's in my favorite movie.
Yes. I think that his Joker will be more like Heath Ledger's Joker than Jared Leto's Joker.
Yeah, I think so too.
For sure.
And he's like, not to say, I guess it's tough to say because the three guys that have played the Joker have all immersed themselves in the character, and Joaquin Phoenix will do the same. So if we are going to get a Joker standalone movie, and they're going without Jared Leto for some reason, I would not. I like the idea of having Joaquin Phoenix in there because I've always thought he should be in more movies, but he's very choosy when it comes to his roles.
Yes.
He takes the roles he wants to take.
Right, which is a good sign for us.
Yeah,
it's very cool. So that you got that. Todd Phillips' Joker movie gonna go into pre-production. Jessica Chastain, after months of speculation, there's a report out that confirms that she is set to star in the It Chapter 2 movie as adult version of Beverly. Yeah, she's going to be Bev.
Wow, I saw that she was just in talks.
Yeah, it's
That's awesome.
Yep. This is the report that confirms that she's going to be in it as Beverly. This is kind of an interesting move, and I think this shows their hand a lot because now we kind of know they're going to probably get a lot of mainstream actors to play the adult versions.
Yeah, they're going for it. Yeah, they have to.
We found out this kind of this is very telling. They're not going to do Jessica Chastain and then a bunch of no names. Like when we picked our when we casted the second It movie, the adult versions of the kids, we all touched on Jessica Chastain as Beverly. Like that was low hanging fruit. But we didn't know if that was going to happen or if they were going to go with relatively no name actors and actresses. So this is very telling. They are going to go big name here, apparently.
Yeah, I was actually thinking too. I'm not sure if we mentioned. I'm sure we did, but the Sophia Lillis that plays Beverly in the one that came out last year.
Yeah,
her and Amy Adams look a lot alike.
Yeah,
she looks like a mini Amy Adams. And I'm not complaining about Jessica Chastain.
No,
she's an amazing actress, and the red hair.
Right.
So I'm not complaining at all. I just, wanted to point out that her and Amy Adams look a lot alike.
Yep. Very cool. So that's interesting. So I got to assume that once this is actually confirmed by the studio, then we'll start getting a lot more leakage of who else is going to be cast. Because if they're casting Beverly, most likely they already have it narrowed down for other actors as well.
Yeah. I mean, if they're casting Beverly, they probably have Bill and Ben.
Yeah, for sure.
They're probably close on Bill and Ben.
Yeah. Up next here, Ivan Drago, actor, Dolph Lundgren. reveals that he was hesitant to join Creed 2, but he ended up taking on the movie because he thought the script was quote really good. I still haven't seen Creed 1, but I am going to watch it eventually.
Dude, Creed 1, yeah. Creed is a legit awesome movie. Michael B. Jordan, Stallone, such a good movie.
So now he fought Apollo Creed's son is Michael B. Jordan.
He is Apollo Creed's son.
Who did he fight in Creed 1?
The heavyweight champion of the world, whoever, or whatever champion of the world. The idea was that the premise of the movie is that this boxer, he was basically out of challengers, and Michael B. Jordan was, working a regular job, but boxing on the side for extra money, and nobody knew who he is because he's a bastard son or whatever. And he decides that he wants to pursue boxing full time, and he gets, I forget how it gets to the point, but it's basically the mainstream boxer accepts the fight because it becomes a big money fight, and he's like, "This is a joke. You're a joke. You've never fought anybody for real. I'm the best. There's no way you have a shot." Sort of underdog story.
Okay, I'm very
he's
interested.
He's hesitant to take the Creed name because he doesn't. He wants to earn it.
So in Creed 2, it looks like this has something to do with Drago and Drago's son.
Yeah.
Okay. So he's going to fight Drago's
son. I have to imagine that we'll see a little bit of a time jump where Adonis Creed, Donnie for short, is one of the biggest boxers in the world, and he's on a crash course to face Ivan Drago's son, and Ivan Drago famously killed Apollo Creed.
Right. So that's cool.
So I'm psyched for it. I can't wait. I mean, Michael B. Jordan, he might want to hit the gym a little bit to prepare for this role, but
what a joke. That dude is in perfect shape. It's unbelievable. What kind of shape he was in Black Panther. It's fucking crazy. It makes me feel real bad about myself.
He's in better shape in Creed.
That can't be true. That can't be true.
It's crazy.
Carved from stone. Last up here in movie news, we have a little section I'm calling deleted scenes. Very original, I know. So Thor Ragnarok is going to be coming to Blu-ray soon if it's not already. But in a deleted scene, there is a deleted scene that features Yondu from Guardians of the Galaxy. So that's pretty cool. Keep a lookout from that. Look out for that. Lucasfilms revealed that in the Star Wars The Last Jedi Blu-ray is going to include 14 deleted scenes and commentary from Rian Johnson, which is awesome. 14 deleted scenes is a
really
lot.
Cool.
People were saying that people within Lucasfilms were saying that a lot of the scenes are just filler, but there are a few that are extra scenes between Rey and Luke, which is fucking awesome. 2 thumbs up to that. Can't wait to watch it. They added in that director commentary will be available on the Blu-ray because famously in Force Awakens, they held J.J. Abrams' commentary until the 3D Blu-ray came out, almost 2 months after the original Blu-ray came out for Force Awakens.
Oh my God.
Which was very strange because I think it was a move to sell the 2D Blu-rays, and then when the 3D Blu-rays come out, you're like, oh, it's 3D Blu-ray, and also
sell them again.
Right, sell them again. So fucking shitty move. So I think that this time around they wanted to make sure everybody knows that Rian Johnson will have his commentary on this Blu-ray. You buy it and you'll get it, or on the digital as well. And last up here in the deleted scenes category, will we ever see Scott Snyder's version of Justice League? Justice League is already on Blu-ray. There are deleted scenes, I believe, but there is no director's cut for it like we had for Batman v Superman, which is unfortunate.
People hate on Zack Snyder's style of filming and how dark it is. Personally, I love it. I love that it's so different than the Marvel Universe. We've got the Marvel Universe, and it's fucking great. They have their formula down. They know exactly what they're doing, and I love it. But also love the fact that Man of Steel was dark, Batman vs Superman was dark, and I would have, Wonder Woman was sort of dark. Yeah. But it was. I don't know how to describe it. This is very Wonder Woman. and amazing. You know, I'm not taking anything away from it. I feel like Justice League should have had a similar tone to the other movies, but you know, in truth, even as a huge DC fanboy, it sort of did feel like two movies stitched together.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
And I was reading something online. Have you seen? So they showed the deleted scene where you see Superman's black suit in the scout ship, which was cool. They showed the deleted scene that everyone thought that Alfred was talking to Green Lantern and Superman, and it was Superman. And then, did you see the storyboards for the Dark Side Nightmare scene?
No.
So it's storyboards, and basically, you know how it was teased throughout the movie that Cyborg was going to go rogue because he was, you know, alien tech?
Yeah.
So apparently, the rumor has it that what was supposed to happen was Cyborg goes rogue, and the reason why remember how he couldn't control himself and he attacked Superman when he was revived?
Yeah.
It comes back to, at the end, during the final battle, he's trying to pull the cubes apart, and boom, Nightmare scene hits. And he gets a flash of Batman's Nightmare scene from Batman v Superman and Darkseid.
Oh.
The Cyborg is the one that sees him.
Wow.
And so that's why his body freaked out, because he was the body sensed that Cyborg's body could sense that Superman, you know, there's something bad in him. There could be something bad in him, so that's why he attacked him.
Interesting.
Right? That's so fucking cool.
Yeah, that is really cool. That's too bad that was left out. Yep. Yeah,
and they should have taken my idea for the black suit too.
You were absolutely 100% right on that, for sure. It would have been a way to write in the mustache and then get rid of it. You're right.
Yep.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. But anyway, now let's get into our main topic, which is not even really like a main topic. I just want to bring this up to you, Adam. This is going to be more of a bigger conversation with the three of us, but I'm going to bring it up to you. So I saw all the Best Picture nominees.
Okay.
I officially finished over the past week in Orlando. I saw Call Me By Your Name, Darkest Hour, Dunkirk, Get Out, Lady Bird, Phantom Thread, The Post, The Shape of Water, and 3 Billboards Outside of Ebbing, Missouri. Those are all the nominated movies for Best Picture at the Oscars.
Very impressive.
So I'm going to give you 2 numbers here. Okay?
Hit me.
Okay. Fuck. 1 second. Sorry. Okay. 600 million and 618 million. Can you give a guess of what those numbers are for? You want to
Okay, I know what it is.
What is it?
Well, I don't know which one is which, but one of them is Dunkirk's box office. The other one is everyone else's combined.
You're very, very close. So what the large number is, 618 million, is The Last Jedi's total combined box office so far. It's still in theaters, right?
Okay.
And 600 million is, give or take a couple million, it's the last 9 years of Best Picture winners.
Oh, shit.
Combined.
Wow.
So I'm bringing this to the table because I thought that this year's flock, gathering of movies that have been nominated are kind of like all over the place. And this is the first year that I've done this, so I can't really speak to other years. But there were movies that I thoroughly enjoyed. Dunkirk, thoroughly enjoyed it, and I understood everything that was going on in the movie. Get Out, thoroughly enjoyed it, understood everything that was going on in the movie. 3 Billboards Outside of Ebbing, Missouri was the same thing. And my favorite of the bunch, The Shape of Water. I thought it was fantastic.
That's the one I wanted to see the most that I haven't seen.
It has this science fiction aspect that I loved. I love Guillermo del Toro's quirky style of filming. I love the way he uses color in his movies. It had everything that I loved in a movie, plus it had a little depth to it. You could go into the deep end, no pun intended. You could go into the deep end and you could really understand what does this mean? What do these colors mean? What is this meaning of the way that they're framed up? It has those lack of a better term, these artsy qualities to it. But it's a movie that I enjoy. This is the type of movie that I like to go to the movies and see, right? The Shape of Water, which is why it's my pick. But what makes a best picture here? There was a bunch of movies in here, like The Phantom Thread. I had not a fucking clue what was going on the entire movie. And it was frustrating to try and figure out. Like,
and yet it's nominated for Best Picture.
And yet it's nominated for Best Picture. And the reason why I brought up the numbers, the box office numbers, I'm not trying to say that the movie that makes the most money is the Best Picture, because that's not the case. It's not. Right. If that was the case, Transformers 3 would be the best movie of all time in China. And that's not the case. But I'm just saying, like, what makes it's such an objective, it's such an objective award, and like the whole Oscars too. It's so subjective. It's so subjective. Not subjective is the opinion, right? Not objective. Subjective. It's very subjective.
Yeah, I gotcha.
You know, like it's crazy to me. Like I said, like Get Out, a very understandable movie. Lady Bird as well. Lady Bird was very artsy, although I didn't really understand the hype with that movie. A lot of people really liked it, and I did enjoy it. I thought that Saoirse Ronan.
Yep, nailed it.
I thought Saoirse Ronan was great. I don't think that anybody in the entire category outacted Frances McDormand in Three Billboards, though.
Yeah,
that's my 2 cents.
That's what I've. I haven't seen it, but that's the common opinion that I've been seeing.
That's my 2 cents there. Phantom Thread. Everybody's gonna say Daniel Day-Lewis is a fucking master. I saw that movie. I'm fucking still puzzled by it. I'm gonna be honest. I'm very puzzled.
Was he good? Like
here's the thing. I don't know. A part of me wishes I was better at critiquing movies, and I wish I had that bone that Molly and Sean have, where they can like pick out pieces from movies and like get the deeper meaning. Because those type of movies, a lot of the times, like if I can't at least get a piece of it and then think about it later and fill in the blanks, if I can't do that, then a lot of the times I just kind of give up. And I gave up on Phantom Thread. I gave up on, well, I guess that in that category. Oh, Call Me by Your Name to an extent. Like I gave up on some of those scenes. Like I couldn't understand like what the story, where it was going. Like, largely you understand what the story is, right? But you can't really figure out like why did they do that? Why did this happen? And it's like very obvious that they're trying to throw something in your face, but I just don't get it. And that's me personally. Like I go out and see a movie and I just don't get something. So that's not a movie I enjoy, and that wouldn't be my Best Picture nominee.
Right. I gotcha.
So it's just very subjective, and it's very interesting. And this flock of movies, these nominees are all very different movies, except Darkest Hour and Dunkirk literally could be mashed up into one mega movie and call it a day. They literally, I'm not taking away from either one of them, because Gary Oldman legitimately transformed himself into Winston Churchill for that role. He was amazing. And Dunkirk was a masterpiece on its own, but they were like almost the same story from two different sides. Like Dunkirk took place on the beach, and Darkest Hour took place in London with Winston Churchill.
That's nuts.
It's like, and like while everything is the same thing is going on, it's pretty fucking crazy. So I thought those could be, but they're all very different movies, and so I just wanted to bring that up. I thought it was an interesting thing. I was thinking about. It's like what, I don't know. That was just like my fun fact for the day, that the last basically 8 or 9 years of Best Picture movies don't add up like box office wise to The Last Jedi, which wasn't even the best movie of the year. Jumanji's better than The Last Jedi right now.
Yep.
By 300 mil, which is crazy. But anyway, I wanted to bring to the table, I wanted to ask you guys, and now it's just going to be you, but what characteristics do you look for in a movie? Like when what movie did you pick as your best movie of last year? I forget. Was it Mudbound?
No, my favorite movie last year was, I think it was either It or Get Out. I can't remember which one it was.
Right. I think it was It. I think
so too.
But anyway, what characteristics in It made you classify that as like your number one movie? Like when you go to a movie, what tick boxes are you checking?
I liked that it surprised me. You know, it wasn't. First of all, I went into the movie and I didn't know shit about the book. You know, I didn't know anything about the story. I just thought it was about a clown that was terrorizing a town. I didn't know it had any supernatural elements to it. I didn't know anything about it, and it really surprised me. Yeah. That's why I liked it the most.
So is it fair to say for you, a lot of going to the movies is discovery? You want to learn about something new that you didn't know before, and you want to be surprised by it, right?
Yeah, I want to see something new.
Yeah. I definitely feel that. I also feel like personally myself, I do lean towards that way. I think I lean a little bit towards comfort too. I like what's familiar. Not that I like the same movie over and over again, but I like what's familiar. I like different like little pieces from different movies being brought like into other movies, and like themes and different characters that even though they're called different names, they're basically the same person as this character from that movie. And what I take comfort in like similar things like that because it's stuff I like. I know what I like, but I get it.
Yep.
You want to go into a movie, you want to learn something new. When you go into a movie like Call Me by Your Name or Phantom Thread, and you don't know what the fuck is going on, that's a big barrier. That's a big barrier to going to see a movie. Right? I mean, if you don't understand what's going on, how can you possibly enjoy it? And then, second, twofold, how can you nominate that as Best Picture of the Year? And obviously, there's people way above our pay grades of $0 that are rating movies and reviewing movies that do this for their living. The Academy, right? The fucking Academy, however they pick these movies. But I just thought it's interesting, and I would love to hear Sean's opinion. So, Sean, if you listen to this next week for the podcast, we'll remind him, too.
Well, we'll roll it into next week, too. We'll carry it into next week, too, because I'm sure he'll have a lot to say about the shorts that he saw.
Yes, yeah, for sure. And I think that he saw a bunch of the Best Picture nominees as well. So I'd like to bounce a few ideas off of him for a couple of the movies, because he's the guy I go to. Like, he's my go. If me and you can't figure it out, I go to Sean.
Yeah. Sean's my go-to guy for movies.
Yeah, he's the depth guy. Like, he had to explain Mulholland Drive to us, which I still don't fucking understand. But
I have no idea.
Anyway.
And I'm never gonna try.
All right. What are we watching? So I just told you what I watched, so I'm gonna forego that, and I'm gonna just give it to you, Adam.
Okay, so I'm gonna go backwards on my list here. So I've seen Black Panther. Maybe do a little spoiler cast after this, maybe not.
Yep.
Loved Black Panther. I love that it could stand on its own 2 feet. It had, that Marvel formula that we know and love, but it was different. It was so different. The villain, Michael B. Jordan as Eric Killmonger, was great. T'Challa was great. His sister, Shuri, in my opinion, she stole the show. I loved Killmonger, but Shuri stole the show for me. She was great. So unexpectedly awesome. Black Panther kicked ass, deserves all the money and all the praise that it's getting. It's the real deal. It's honestly, if we were doing our top 10 Marvel movies, this would probably be in there for me. Westworld, I finally convinced Jen to watch Westworld, and I rewatched it as well. Such a good show. You've seen it, right?
Yes, I love Westworld.
For those of us who haven't seen it, I don't think Sean has finished it. So, and I know he listens, and I'm sure a lot of our listeners haven't seen it. So, I'll save some spoilers, but it is really cool watching it the second time through, because you see there are so many twists and turns at the end of season 1. It's cool to see them played out from the beginning again. So you pick up on so many different. It's sort of similar to seeing Get Out for the second time.
Yeah.
There's so many different things you pick up on that are really great. I watched on Valentine's Day. Jen and I watched When We First Met with Adam Devine on Netflix. Hilarious.
Yeah.
So damn funny. Absolutely worth the watch. It's only like an hour and a half. So damn funny.
Nice.
Yeah, you would definitely like it. It's got that classic. It's got the Adam Devine humor. You know what I mean?
Love it.
He's a funny guy. There's a part. So he's going through his story about the first time he met Alexandra Daddario, who is the female lead, and they meet at a party, and you could tell like they're really clicking. They have this amazing night together. He goes back to her place. They hang out. They have cereal, have another glass of wine. that he goes in for a kiss, and like he gets a hug, and his reaction is fucking hysterical. I almost rolled off the couch laughing. It was so funny. I'm laughing just thinking about it.
That's
So
funny.
definitely worth watching. And then this is the one I wanted to talk to you the most about. So I saw Valerian in the City of a Thousand Planets.
What'd you think?
So, not great. Not great. So it would have been okay it would have been cool to see in theaters just because like the visual effects were crazy, and I really like the ambition of building this whole world in such a short period of time, because Valerian's world isn't a world we're familiar with. You know what I mean? Like, it's easy to get familiar with Marvel and DC and Star Wars. It's not easy to get familiar with Valerian's world. It's a series of graphic novels. Dane DeHaan played Valerian, and I like Dane DeHaan. I love that movie he was in, Chronicle. Him as sort of like an action hero with comedic moments, it didn't do it for me.
Really?
No, it felt off.
It wasn't his type of role?
Yeah, right. I feel like he's better suited for dramas, but, I'm not sure. I felt this. Remember when he was Harry Osborn in The Amazing Spider-Man 2?
Yes.
He was just okay, right? It felt a little forced. Like, he felt a little forced.
Yeah.
Not to say I didn't enjoy the character. Like, I enjoyed the movie. It just felt a little forced, and it was more apparent in this movie because he was the lead. Now, if you ever get to see it, Cara Delevingne, she used to be a model.
Yeah.
She was the villain in Suicide Squad, and she was the female lead in this movie. In my opinion, it should have been Laureline in the City of a Thousand Planets, because I felt like her story she had more of a story to be told, and in turn, he could have been the supporting male character.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, right. It would have been a little bit. I don't know. I think with her as the lead and the story being told from a female point of view, I think it might have been better than from how it was.
Oh, that's interesting.
And not to say I hated it. I just, I didn't like it.
Okay.
It wasn't for me. Quick critique. I think that would have been pretty cool to see it from her point of view, because she was great. She was really funny. And the story is he plays like this, it's too complicated to get into.
Okay.
But basically he is a badass like a badass FBI agent in space, basically.
Okay.
And she's his partner, and he's like the best there is. But whenever he gets into trouble, she bails him out.
Okay. Interesting.
So I feel like with her as the lead, it might have worked better.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yep, but I thought the world that they built and the visual effects were all really cool. Oh, also another thing, the second, I'm just gonna spoil something for you. The second Clive Owen got on the screen, I knew he was the bad guy. The second I saw him, I knew he was the bad guy. 10 minutes in the movie.
I feel like I haven't seen him in a movie in a long time.
Hour and a half.
Yeah. I feel like I haven't seen him in a movie in a long time.
Yeah, I feel like you're right. I haven't seen him in a movie in a long time. He's only in select things. He's in like a lot of. He probably does a lot of BBC stuff.
Oh, you're probably right. Yeah, you're probably right. Cool.
That's all I got. I've been
Nice.
watching a lot of Friends too, which is fucking hilarious. So I'm going to keep burning through that. What else?
I've been watching Sons of Anarchy.
Oh, that's amazing.
Rewatching that. It's fucking awesome. And also, I've been watching Broad City.
Oh, yeah. I haven't watched Broad City in a while. I have to catch up on that.
It's on Hulu now. So I get up to season 4 is on Hulu. So
awesome.
It's so fucking funny. If you haven't seen Broad City, you really need to do yourself a favor and fucking watch it. Abby Jacobson and Alana Glazer are hilarious.
They're such an awesome team.
Yeah, and they really take command of this show. Like, they write it, they direct it. It started off as a web series, which was equally as funny. But they are just so good together, and it's really, really, a really good show. Yeah, I've been watching that. But hey, let's cut the regular podcast right here, and let's go into a quick. Let's just do 5 minutes, quick reactions on Black Panther. If you haven't seen Black Panther yet and you don't want it spoiled for you, stop the podcast here. We'll give you 3, 2, 1. That's it. 3 seconds. You're done. Adam,
Hit me.
listen. Fucking Killmonger. One of the best villains in Marvel history. In Marvel
Agreed.
MCU history. Not only was he a fucking badass, and the way he decided to play that character, Michael B. Jordan, was awesome. But his backstory, so unique, so fucking awesome. It actually gave, like, this was one of the best written Marvel movies in the fact that, like, you understood where this dude is coming from, and there was such a blurred line. That you
Exactly.
were like, T'Challa, you're an idiot. You and the people of Wakanda are fucking idiots. Like, I'm with Michael B. Jordan. And then you're like, I don't know, Michael B. Jordan, you're a little too radical. I'm kind of with T'Challa here. You know, it's like,
Right.
when you can do that, that's fucking good writing. And when you can actually feel for the antagonist like that, amazing. What a fucking backstory.
I felt bad when he died.
Right, me
I felt bad
too.
when he died.
Me
at the
too.
end.
Me too.
And
Me
you
too.
know what? Let me see what you think about this.
Yeah.
Killmonger was right.
Oh.
The same way Magneto is right.
Oh, Adam, that's a fucking ridiculously good analogy. I fucking love
Right?
that.
Magneto's right.
I fucking
Magneto's
love
right.
that. Oh yeah, he's right.
The mutants' time. It's the mutants' time.
Yeah.
They're the advanced people.
Yeah.
You know, it's the natural order. It's
Yep.
the mutants' time.
Yep.
And they've been oppressed, and it's their time. And Killmonger's right. Same sort of deal. Like he felt that his people have been put down his whole life, and now he's got this golden opportunity to put them on top, and he's going to take it. And you know what else? You know what else I thought was awesome about him? He won the throne to Wakanda fair and square.
Yep, absolutely.
He fucking won fair and square. It's not like he just showed up, challenged T'Challa, and T'Challa was like, "Yeah, you're not from here, but I'll accept it anyway," and he beat him, or he cheated to beat him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He had every right to challenge for the throne. He showed up. He kicked T'Challa's ass.
Yeah.
And threw him off the waterfall and won. And he won.
Yep.
He beat him fair and square. And then all of a sudden, the people from Wakanda who are so ingrained in their traditions are like, never mind. We can't follow this guy. We're gonna be hesitant about it, and we're gonna go through the back door and support the last guy.
Yeah. But I
like
mean, there wasn't
like
really...
you said. He was right. And he had a lot of good points, but he was extreme. He was too extreme.
Yeah.
When T'Challa took over, he saw that, he had been getting it from a few different angles that they should, share who they are with the rest of the world.
Yeah.
But he found a balance. He found the right balance.
And I think
instead of taking over it to support it.
Yeah, and I think him being extreme, maybe that's the wrong word. I think that just like he was right, and his emotions for what happened to his father and how the king of Wakanda at the time, the Black Panther at the time, T'Challa's father, his uncle, treated him and left him there. I think that those emotions clouded his judgment. I think he could have gone about it a different way but he was just so angry, and he lived a life of anger and fucking just killing, right? He's just a fucking murderer. An assassin, right? And just all those emotions like took it to the nth degree. So he wasn't going to walk into Wakanda and be like, "Hey, listen, I'm your cousin." You know what I mean? Like, here's what's going to happen. We should start doing this and like kind of fall into line. He's fucking coming in there and he's blowing in his words, he's burning it all. Burn it all. He's fucking burning that fucking place to the ground. Oh my God.
It would be cool to see a Killmonger Origins movie. You know what I mean?
Oh my God!
Because I love how he explains it too. Like the movie the writing did a really good job to explain about that, and then not far after they explain his background, MIT, soldier, assassin, this and that. He worked his whole life to accomplish the goal of being the king of Wakanda, and he fucking did it. Imagine
a origin story for Killmonger, directed by Catherine Bigelow. Have you seen Hurt Locker?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so directed by Catherine Bigelow. So it's like a Hurt Locker style, like military movie, but it's basically him as the assassin, but also working with Marvel villains. Like
That would be wild.
Right, like working with Marvel villains along the way, like, you know, different dealings with like this person and that person, and fucking backstabbing and killing and fucking just being an animal. That would be fucking awesome. Because even Martin Freeman, who had a great role in this movie as well, he even like does the little when he says he's one of ours and explains like he's the guy that drops off the radar and goes in and does like hired assassinations like for political reasons. Like he goes into countries and like assassinates leaders and dictators and shit like that. Like imagine that shit.
Yep.
Fucking crazy.
Wow.
That would be awesome. Fucking awesome movie. Killmonger.
And you know what? Andy Serkis,
Yeah.
Claw.
Yeah.
He was a fucking maniac.
Yeah, he was a maniac. I loved
more
it.
of him too.
Yeah. He was so good. I loved him in that role.
He's such a good actor. He's such an amazing actor.
Yeah, yeah. I'm fucking so I was so happy with that movie. I'd like so fucking excited to see it again.
Yeah, now you're kind of making me want to see it again.
Yeah, you're gonna see it again. You know you are, especially now at Movie Pass.
Yeah, probably once I get my movie pass, I'll probably see it again.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna come in time for Annihilation, so I'll have to break her in with with Black Panther.
Yeah, there you go. It was so fucking good. We could go on and talk forever, but we're already at an hour and 11 minutes here, so let's wrap it up here. And hopefully, if Sean sees it by next week or the week after, we can talk a little bit more about it and give Sean and talk with Sean about Killmonger and how fucking awesome he was.
Yeah.
And that's not taken away from Chadwick Boseman, because him as T'Challa, the Black Panther, he's awesome in that role as well. So
Yeah, he really is. It's like the whole. I'll say this about world building again, but this movie it didn't need the crutches of the rest of the Marvel universe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You could have shown me this movie and then at the end slapped the Marvel sticker on it and been like, oh, okay, that makes it cool.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
I loved, you know what I mean? I would have loved it either way. Oh man, it was so good.
Yep, very, very good movie. Very much enjoyed it. All right, that's going to do it for the Make Movies Great Again podcast for February 20th, 2018. As always, check us out on all of our social media. It's at Make Movies Great. If you want to call, 401-285-8120. Leave us a voicemail. And until next week, go watch some fucking movies.